Dhok Kaba, Pakistan. A village shrouded in whispers and shadows. Ancient tales clung to its dusty lanes, stories of jinn and forgotten rituals. The air itself felt heavy, burdened by the weight of the past. Here, in this place steeped in folklore, lived two friends, Meera and Stuti. They were as different as night and day. Meera, cautious and quiet, found solace in books and stories. Stuti, bold and adventurous, craved excitement, pushing boundaries wherever she found them. Their bond, however, ran deep, forged in the crucible of shared secrets and childhood dreams. This night was different. A thick fog rolled in, blanketing Dhok Kaba in an ethereal silence. Street lamps flickered, casting dancing shadows that stretched and twisted into monstrous shapes. The air, usually alive with the sounds of crickets and distant dogs barking, held its breath. Meera and Stuti huddled close, the flickering flame of a single candle casting long, grotesque shadows on the mud walls around them. Stuti's eyes gleamed with a mischievous light. "Have you heard about the abandoned restaurant at the edge of the village?" she whispered, her voice barely a tremor in the stillness. The restaurant stood as a skeletal reminder of a more prosperous time, its once vibrant paint peeled, revealing bare concrete underneath. Broken tables lay scattered like fallen soldiers, and shattered glass crunched underfoot. A single rusty sign creaked ominously in the breeze, its message lost to time and neglect. Legends whispered that the owner had vanished without a trace, his spirit now trapped within the decaying walls. Villagers steered clear, their fear a palpable barrier around the building. But to Stuti, fear was a challenge, a siren song she couldn't resist. "They say if you spend a night alone inside," Stuti continued, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper, "the owner's ghost will grant you a wish." Meera shivered, pulling her shawl tighter. She knew these were just stories, old wives' tales meant to keep children in line. Yet the oppressive atmosphere, the unnatural silence, planted seeds of doubt in her mind. Stuti, sensing Meera's hesitation, raised an eyebrow. "What, are you scared?" she teased, her voice laced with playful mockery. The challenge hung heavy in the air. Meera, knowing Stuti's penchant for pushing boundaries, realized this was more than just a dare. It was a test of their friendship. Section 5. Stuti's transformation. The next morning the fog lifted, revealing a day as ordinary as any other, except Stuti wasn't. Gone was the vibrant, mischievous girl Meera knew. In her place stood a stranger, her skin deathly pale, her eyes hollow and dark, reflecting an unseen terror. She spoke little, her usual cheer replaced by a chilling silence. She refused to speak of the night at the restaurant, brushing off Meera's concerned inquiries with a vacant stare. Her appetite vanished, replaced by a constant fidgeting and a nervous habit of glancing over her shoulder, as if expecting something unseen to be lurking just out of sight. Section 6. Seeking solace, finding fear. Days turned into a sleepless blur as Meera watched her friend deteriorate. Desperate for answers, she confided in her grandmother, a woman known for her knowledge of ancient remedies and forgotten lore. As Meera recounted the events of that night, a look of grave concern washed over her grandmother's face. "The restaurant," her grandmother murmured, her voice trembling. "It is a place of darkness, a gateway for things best left undisturbed." Her words confirmed Meera's worst fears. Stuti hadn't simply been playing a game. She had stumbled into something ancient and malevolent. Section 7. The Ritual. The air crackled with a nervous energy as the priest, his face etched with years of battling unseen forces, prepared for the ritual. The scent of incense filled the small room, a meagre attempt to mask the metallic tang of fear that hung heavy in the air. Stuti sat listlessly in the center of the room, her eyes vacant, her body a mere vessel for something sinister. His chanting filled the room, a rhythmic cadence that seemed to push back the shadows that clung to Stuti. Her body convulsed, racked with tremors as if an invisible force battled for control. Meera watched, her heart pounding against her ribs, a silent plea escaping her lips. Section 8. An unsettling silence. The chanting ceased, the incense smoke dissipated. An unsettling silence descended upon the room, broken only by Stuti's ragged breathing. Her eyes, once vacant, flickered with a glimmer of recognition. She looked at Meera, a flicker of her old self momentarily breaking through the fear that clouded her features. The priest, his face beaded with sweat, offered a tired smile. "She is free," he rasped, his voice hoarse from the exertion. But as Meera embraced her friend, a chill ran down her spine. Stuti might be free, but the darkness that had taken root in Dhok Kaba, the darkness that had claimed her friend, lingered. It felt like a warning, a silent promise that some doors once opened can never be truly closed.